Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Whether you're buying, selling, investing, or just curious, today's video is your full update on the July 2025 real estate market in Kingston and the surrounding areas. We're talking prices, sales trends, and what all this means for you. Stick around and find out which areas are cooling off and which are heating up. I'm Lorna Willis, a broker with Remax Finest Realty in Kingston, Ontario. You're listening to the Kingston Real Estate Insider, your local lens on real estate in Kingston, Frontenac, Loyalist Township, Greater Napanee, and beyond. Let's get into it. Let's start with the big picture. Across Kingston and area, July 2025 brought 812 new listings, which is up nearly 10% from last year. Year to date, listings are only up 1%, though. We saw 327 sales, up 3.8% from July 2024, but year-to-date sales are down 4% due to a slow spring market, though we're seeing increased activity in recent months. The average sale price of $595 is a 3.5% drop from last year, but year-to-date prices are holding steady with a small drop of 0.2%. Days on market, that's up to 44 days, and that's a 13% increase, and we're just seeing homes sitting longer on the market. So what does it mean? Overall, in the area, inventory is up, but demand is soft, and buyers have much more room to negotiate. For sellers, it's really time to price strategically. So let's drill down and zoom into the city of Kingston proper. In the city, 174 homes sold in July, and that barely changed from last year. But year to date, sales are down almost 7%. The average selling price is still strong at $636K, which is down 1% over the same month last year. But year to date, prices are holding steady and they're only down 0.2%. Days on market at 38 is up 26% over July 2024 and 3% higher year to date. Asking prices are rising, and now the average asking price in Kingston is $786,000, and that's up 4%, but buyers are not chasing those prices. So for sellers, you need to manage expectations. Buyers, you've got leverage, especially if you're pre-approved and ready to move. Loyalist Township was one of July's hottest spots as people started to see the benefits of living in Bath, Amherstview, Odessa, and rural Loyalist. 32 homes sold, which is up a whopping 39% over last month. However, year-to-date sales are down slightly at 0.5%. The average price in Loyalist is $611K. That's up 5%, and that's a trend that's consistent year to date. Days on market are down slightly to 46 with no change year over year. New listings are up 8.3% and 5.3% year to date. Particularly in Loyalist Township, we have a lot of new build activity, and we're starting to see that stock coming back on the market. So in Loyalist, there's growing demand. If you're thinking about living here, now might be the perfect window to list your home. Or if you're buying in Loyalist, then let's get ahead of that price pressure as that demand continues to grow. Greater Napanee saw notable cooling. There were only 26 sales in July, which is down 18.75% over last year. And year-to-date sales are consistent with that. They're down 20%. Average selling price dropped nearly 9% to $493,000, which is also the story year to date. This is because the market's leaning toward lower priced homes. Days on market at 40 is faster than last year, as buyers are starting to respond to prices that are in first-time buyer territory. So in Napanee, we're seeing homes in first-time buyer pricing of $500,000-ish and less. Those are the ones that are selling quickly, and that's skewing that average selling price. The list-to-sale ratio, so for what a home is listed for versus what it sells for, that's 95.2%. And that means that buyers are negotiating. Just a few years ago, that was over 100% during the pandemic, and usually is between 98 and 99%. So, our advice for sellers is stand out with staging and sharp pricing, and buyers keep an eye on this market for deals on detached homes. Statistically, Stone Mills had one of the toughest months, but that's because only 9 properties sold. Uh, that is down 50% over last year. And overall, year to date, sales in Stone Mills are down by 13.5%. The average selling price of 455, is down a sharp 34% from last year. Year to date, average selling prices are down 10.6%. However, again, this has more to do with the mix of homes being sold than the value of the given property. The average list to sell ratio in Stone Mills is 92.6%. So that means that homes are selling quite a bit lower than their listing price. If you're keeping an eye on a home and you're saying, I'm going to wait until the sellers drop the price, maybe talk to a realtor and get an offer in on that home, because obviously there's room to negotiate. Sellers might be overshooting, and with longer days on the market, price corrections are likely on the horizon. Frontenac. So we have a new MLS system that we've been working with, and this month the data for Frontenac was a little wonky, so we cross-checked it. Originally, our numbers said that only 6 homes sold in all of South, North, and Central Frontenac, but we knew that was wrong. So in actual fact, 58 homes sold in the area. This is down over 20% over same month last year, but we're up 2.6% year to date. The average selling price of $599 is down 12.4% over last month and down 9.7 year to date. Anecdotally, what we're seeing in the market is a softening on second homes, and this area is prime cottage country. 16% of active listings in this area are priced over $1 million. So those are the homes that aren't really moving that quickly these days. And the days on market is 51 days. So it is becoming a buyer's market out there for properly priced homes. Now is a great time to explore if you're seeking the quieter lifestyle or rural investment in Frontenac. To recap, to understand what's happening in the Kingston area market, it's important to understand this chart. This compares listings in the blue to sold properties in the red, and it looks at the last 4 years. So this is pretty much post-pandemic. In 2022, 54% of homes that were listed sold. Now in 2025, that number's dropped to 39%. That is significant. And if you got your home listed right now, you're definitely feeling it. Listings are up in most areas. Sales prices are softening in Kingston, Napanee, and Stone Mills. Loyalist is thriving, and rural areas are opening up new inventory. Buyer leverage is increasing across the board. So what should you do? Well, if you're buying, get pre-approved and watch for motivated sellers, those homes that have been on the market a little too long. If you're selling, price your home smart, prep your home for success so that you're not sitting on the market. And if you need help navigating this market, we're here to help. Hey, if this information has been helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning into the Kingston Real Estate Insider. Stay smart, stay local, stay ahead. Catch you in the next episode.